Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.
RoadToRooted.com. So much going on. Crazy world we live in. Make sure you guys go to Jean-Claude's Rumble channel to check out the Cliff High interview that he just posted last night. I listened to most of it, but I was driving. So the reality is not really what you think it is. The reality is not what you think it is. Check it out. I mean, Cliff's brilliant, and Jean-Claude is a great interviewer, and it's just an amazing discussion. Go check it out. It's long. It's 2.5 hours, so you can put it on 1.25 or 1.5 speed. Don't feel bad. When I listen to Cliff, I usually have to listen 2 or 3 times anyway for everything to sink in. But go check that out. All right, let's talk. I want to do 2 things. 1, talk silver, where we are right now. And 2, talk about Reggie Middleton's post yesterday or day before yesterday, recently, on the valuation of Theta and Theta Fuel. It's really interesting. I'll get to that in a second. That part will be for private road members. Just let me say flat out, he's way wrong. But he even says he's wrong. He says this is the Grok interpretation. As it is pertaining to, really, he did it so it looks like as it's pertaining to the Reggie Middleton patent, how much would Theta have to pay? And truthfully, it's not Theta owners or token holders that would have to pay anything. It'd be Theta Labs. Now, they might come back and say, oh my God, we have to up the fees or something to that effect. But most likely not. They've got 18 patents of their own, so they'll probably, come out in the wash at the end of the day. But who knows? But it got me thinking in running some scenarios for Theta Fuel, especially because he had. I'm saving this for the private roadside. My conclusion is Theta Fuel is the no-brainer. Yes, Theta will do extremely well. Theta Fuel will be like rocket fuel, like silver versus gold. Gold will do fine. Silver's going to blow gold away as far as returns. I think the same thing as Theta Fuel will blow away Theta. From where it is right now and where silver is right now, 90-1, where Theta Fuel is right now, 25-1. Both of them are extremely important to own and have a little veritasium just to, in case Reggie gets let out of purgatory. Now, that doesn't mean Reggie's going to, do anything related to the tokens. Just keep that in mind. The veritasium tokens, that's all they are, is tokens. They don't give you anything other than a promise from Reggie right now that if his patent is withheld and he starts making money from it, he promised, supposedly, and I don't know how he would do this, but that people who had veritasium tokens would get a discount on his patent royalty payments, things like that. I mean, God bless him. And yeah, he should fight for his patents, but the wealth lies in the patent, not in the veritasium token. Now, if the government gives him back all his tokens, and he has 98 million tokens, he would want to do what he was doing before, and then you have a very valuable token. But a lot of that is kind of up in the air. So it's still in the lottery ticket range for me. Other than Theta and Theta Fuel, those are in the, you better have them in your pocket as we go through this transition. Okay, let's get to silver. Silver is not being allowed to go over $35 now, and we've seen this game for so long. So there's not much change there. Donald Trump is the number one market rigger. He's better than Biden and all of the ones before. But he is hampered now by the trillions of dollars of stolen money that the last 25, 30 years have been squirreled away. Yes, money that nobody knows about. I've been screaming this. What's to stop the U.S. government from printing money and not telling anybody? Well, nothing was. So, especially in the Biden administration, their whole plan of reason for existence is to destroy the United States of America. You don't think they printed trillions upon trillions upon trillions of dollars and put it away in like their bank accounts, or had the Secret Service prints the money, I believe. Have them print out, $5 billion and $100 bills and give them to every AOC and all that, all the Democrats out there. That's what they did. So the United States is bankrupt by far, and it's much worse than what we're being told. And this will come out over time. I talked about this in Ottawa. I talked about it on the private road last week. Elon's just scratching the surface with the 14 computers he found that create free money. And it was really interesting that he actually came out and said that. And he said, but everything's fine. It's like, no, it's not fine. If you have computers printing unlimited amounts of money out of thin air, not just at the Fed, not just at the banking level, but computers within the Department of Defense, computers within the Treasury, computers, they're paying bills with no wallet behind it. That's just new money created. And supposedly there was trillions. Close at 100 to 1,000 times the amount of money that we think has been printed has actually been printed. And a lot of it's just hidden away. So the only way to fix that scenario, and Trump knows this, is to destroy the system. You have to completely and totally destroy the unbacked fiat monetary system. Otherwise, the bad guys win. So I don't think Trump wants the bad guys to win. That's why he's not saying, everything's turned around, because this is a faith and confidence game. The stock market's complete bullshit. It's rigged. Same with the oil market, and the U.S. dollar is rigged with derivatives as well. Derivatives on the U.S. dollar, the largest, FX is the largest market. They keep saying that. Foreign exchange is the largest market in the world. Well, the reality is it's rigged with derivatives on that. Look at the J.P. Morgan derivative book of $60 trillion on 3.5 trillion of assets. This is the end game, my friends. This is what Ruta wrote in the sand in 1981. On the road to the golden age. Ruta wrote economic formula. On the road to the golden age. This was in the Fed Boston comic book that I've based my theory on. The road to Ruta is actually a real thing. It's a road to destroy the old system and go back to a gold standard. That was always the plan, my friends. And they've done it behind the scenes. And Elon and Trump are just finding that. It's like, oh my God, are they going to tell the people? What would happen? I'm talking to you. You'd run to your bank, try to get the money out. You wouldn't be able to get any money out. All the banks would shut down instantly. And Cliff sees that coming in June, but we'll see. Anyway, silver is fine. Don't worry about silver. If you can stack now, there's talk of silver squeeze push again, like we had in 2021. Can you squeeze physical silver? You can, but not on the retail level. I mean, we might run out of retail coins, but that's not where all the silver is being transacted. It's in the 1,000-ounce bar range. It's in the Comex bars. It's in the LBMA bars. That's where the real squeeze will happen, and it is happening. And they are emptying all the warehouses on the planet of silver. A lot came from LBMA back over to the U.S. The reality is every ounce of silver in the Comex, every ounce of silver on the LBMA is owned by someone and not for sale unless they decide. Unless they decide they're going to sell it, it's not for sale. So I don't care how many millions or billions of ounces they show. It's not billions, it's in the millions. It doesn't matter. They're not for sale. And when will they be for sale? I don't know, truthfully. And how would that transaction actually happen? If the banks crash, there is no Comex, there is no LBMA operating. Plain and simple. You can't buy anything anyway. If the banks, there's no banks, there's no banks. That's what we're getting to. As far as the play-by-play that everybody on the planet knows about, the moving averages. This Ted Butler alerted the population to this in the 1980s. Has been screaming it. Now everybody in silver knows about the moving averages. The bankers try to push it below the moving averages to make the weak hands squeal and run away from their mama. And then the CME changes the rules so that they have to put more money in. It's a con game. So you have an artificial floor on silver of about, let's see, the 200-day moving average is $28.76. So that's, pretty much your maximum loss is only $4 on silver, $3 on silver. That's about $4 right now. Because once it drops below, and we see this, once it drops below, that's when India loaded up. Every time you go back in history, that's when India loaded up. and they don't load up with 10 million ounces here, or the crazy Comex delivery this month. I'll get to that in a second. They load up with 100 million. Last year they did 286 million ounces into India. The photovoltaic world, the solar panels did about 400 million ounces. The Silver Institute will not tell you that, of course, because they lie, cheat, and steal. They revise their old numbers so it doesn't look so bad. It's bad. It's crazy bad, and it hasn't stopped yet. I do think solar will slow down dramatically very soon, both because of technology. There is a new technology that uses less and less silver, but it's not being implemented to a degree of mass production. But you're going to hear the Silver Institute and Metals Focus say, oh, yeah, they got this new way to make solar panels. You don't need all that much silver. The reality is like everything else. Once a new technology is invented, it takes 5 to 10 years to implement it. And there's not enough silver left for 5 to 10 years of that. So really interesting times when it comes to physical silver. Get your silver in your own possession. If you don't have a local guy that you can go to and buy physical silver and get it in your own possession, contact Andy Scheckman at Miles Franklin. Send them an email, info at milesfranklin.com. Say, send me your inventory list. He'll send you a list with all their inventory with prices, and then you buy what he's got in inventory. I prefer the pre-65 coinage for a lot of reasons. I live in the United States, and I do think we are returning to a gold and silver standard. So that those two types of silver, I think, will be valued differently. The silver made by the U.S. Mint and the silver that is any other silver outside the U.S., because that is the money of the United States. It's the constitutional money. And no, I don't think we're going to go on to a Iraqi dinar or a quantum financial system. I don't think XRP. The classic was two cons that merged, XRP and the quantum financial system. They tried to merge together, but everybody I know sees through the bullshit. And it's all bullshit. XRP people, show me one higher level banker. Show me Jamie Dimon saying, "Oh my God, we have to rely everything on XRP." And Janet Yellen and Jerome Powell come, "Oh my God, we're changing our system so that XRP, everybody uses XRP because it's such a great technology." You don't hear any of that shit. What you hear is the mouthpieces of XRP. Who sold the most XRP in their lives? Who sold the most XRP by far? I think it's $45 billion worth of XRP has been sold by Ripple. Why would they do that if they think it's so valuable, right? The biggest ICO con in history. And you'll read in the comments below, all the XRP army. They used to pay them to prowl the chat rooms. I don't think they're paying them anymore because there's so many people that bought into the con, the Iraqi dinar and the Nesra and Jesra and you name it. XRP tried to attach themselves to all those idiotic plans to change the system. They're all lies, my friends. I'm sorry. The Iraqi dinar is not going to be the future money of the United States, of anywhere in the world. Probably not even in Iraq. It's crazy. When people get in the way, when there have to be people deciders, then you're screwed. We're finding out that the United States made 100 to 1,000 times the amount of money that they say they made. How many Iraqi dinars have been made? Probably 10 times that. 1,000 to 10,000 extra Iraqi dinars out there because people were falling for the Iraqi dinar con. So, yeah, it is a con. The whole system is a con. We can't have any deciders. When it all falls apart, there's only one thing the United States can do, and that's go back to a gold and silver standard. We should have never left it. We left it in 1913 because of the gold in the Grand Canyon. Yes, there's gold all over the world, all over the United States, and we have been secretly mining a lot of it, and a lot of it will be ready for the transition. It's not like the United States is going to be caught off guard here. Maybe a lot of the schmoes would be, who don't know, what's really going on at the Fed or at the Treasury, and it's like probably less than in the United States, less than 1,000 people really have a good understanding of what needs to take place going forward. Most in the Trump organization, I don't know. Trump knows. And I'm sure the Bissett knows, but he's a deep stater. He's a George Soros deep stater. So he's going to take the hit when the system collapses, which might be on the 2nd of April when these tariffs kick in. People keep asking me, will the tariffs affect silver? Well, they should, theoretically, but silver is a global market. It should, because it'll affect silver within the United States a little bit, because you're going to have to pay a tariff for bringing it in, right? From our two biggest suppliers of silver, which is Mexico and Canada. Now, can they go, hey, ship it to Turks and Caicos and then ship it back into the United States from there? Yeah, that's just, that's a way to avoid the tariffs. Who knows? Who knows what the hell's going on? I wouldn't count on that, but some people are. This is the spark. The two sparks that are coming up, supposedly, are the silver squeeze on March 31st. A bunch of people on, like, Instagram, X, and the Reddit people, all that. They're trying to relive the 2021 silver issue. And, Rustin Benham's still in there at the Comex, I think. Did he retire yet? I'm not sure if he retired yet. I think he was in the middle of retiring. Anyway, it doesn't matter who's there. They're all criminals. And, of course, they're going to protect the monetary system, which means they protect silver and gold. Don't let it rise too fast. Now, the banks, of course, let gold go up because they have all the gold. They don't like silver. That's why silver's trading at, 66%. 66% of its all-time high in 1980. That's insane. Whereas gold is 375%? So, anyway, silver's the call for the short term, medium, and long term. I'd say Theta TFuel at 25 to 1. And then have a couple Veritasium just for Reggie's patent. Might annoy a lot of people. But again, the Veritasium tokens are not specifically linked to Reggie's intellectual property, the patents. It can be if he chooses. Will he choose? I don't know. I don't know if he would. And he can also create, well, he can't right now because he's banned from cryptos. I don't know how he's getting away with the whole silver ounce thing, with the selling a silver ounce with some kind of cryptography thing attached. He's kind of playing down that part. There's potential technology there. You've been banned, Reggie. You can't do that. I guess. I don't know. I don't have the full scope of why they banned him or how that ban is that just in the United States, because these are being made in Australia, as you might know, the Veritasium silver ounces. Anyway, I love it. Go for it, Reggie. It's a good way to display what you can do with the Veritasium IP. Anyway, going back to silver, yes, again, silver is for the now. Get it now. Again, you have very little downside. If silver goes below $29, it'll only be there briefly, and everybody and their mother would load up. So I don't even think they want to get it below $29. Look at the volumes just shrinking here on the Comex. But they're still massive. Like, this is 180 million ounces. 180 million ounces traded yesterday. Just yesterday. I've seen 2 billion ounce days. That was back in 2011. 2 billion ounces instantly. And these are just the banks trading back and forth with each other. 95% of these trades, probably 98% of these trades, just the same old banks trading back and forth with each other to set the price at somewhere. And they'll see a sucker and they'll go after him, take him out, and then look for the next sucker. This is all run by a company called Virtu Financial. Vinny Viola is the guy running the operation on rigging gold and silver these days. On the Comex, you never see their name anywhere under is Virtu Financial taking delivery. No, they just front run every transaction and facilitate it for the banks who collude to rig the market. There you have it. Anyway, what's going on with the deliveries? They still have. This is the last week. I think it's Friday or Monday is the last delivery day. I really should know that, huh? Let's take a look at it. The calendar. Okay, for April 28th is the last trading day. Oh, sorry. March 27th is the last trading day. And then last delivery day is Monday, the 31st, right here. And then you jump into the next contract, which is, we'll know by Friday how much, it shouldn't be a lot, how much is going to be delivered. It's a decent amount. Right now it's looking at 12 12 million ounces, which is pretty good for an off month. But we're also seeing this, 100 or 200 contracts every single day are buying that day and standing for delivery. So we could see another 20 million ounces next month, and then a massive in May, a massive month lining up. Right now, there's 125,000 contracts, which is what, 500, over 600 million ounces. That all gets whittled down. Let's see where we are. Drum roll, please. And the answer is we have had a total of 15,293 contracts, which is what, 76 million ounces, plus the 5 million ounces that nobody's been able to deliver yet. They have to be delivered in the next 5 days. So we're going to that'll put us up to 81, 82 million ounces, because we're also getting about 100 contracts a day. 82 million ounces, I think that's the record. Shocking, I say, shocking. But, yeah, it's interesting because this is near, when you look at, okay, here's how I look at it. Open interest here on the right, deliveries here. This is how much the open interest went down, 154 contracts, and this deliveries were 253. So the difference between those two is about 99 contracts. So 99 contracts were bought and asked for delivery right away. Plus, I think all these contracts here for the April, so they get delivered April 1st, this keeps rising a little bit too. So it's more like 200 contracts, which is what? The 200 contracts, is it 50 or 500,000 ounces? What is it, Bix? Holy moly. So 200 contracts times 5,000. Yeah, why am I thinking 500? That's 1 million ounces. So just today, another 1 million ounces. This is happening day in, day out. 1 million ounces, 1 million ounces. Pretty soon it adds up to be a lot of silver. So very exciting times for silver. Of course, the big deliverer this month was JP Morgan Chase. We all know that. About 30 million of the 82 million was delivered by JP Morgan's house account. Not their customer account, which delivered a lot as well. Their house account. So yeah, silver is a no-brainer. Buy it, buy it, buy it. If it goes below $28, wait, hold on. If it goes below, the 200-day moving average is, there it is. Yeah, it's above 30. It's not gonna go below 30. It's $30.69. So if it goes below 30, all of a sudden India, China, Russia buy. So I don't think they'll let it. The reality is, if it does, it's a gift, but it really does give you a floor on your silver purchases. At least from the quote unquote spot market, which is a joke because this is futures and options. All right, let me get to. I'm going to start this Reggie conversation. So Reggie Middleton put out a AI analysis, ad hoc AI analysis. He says, first, see the disclaimer at the bottom of this, quote, analysis, and only then can you continue reading. Because everybody was shitting on him because he didn't know, he literally was only worried about his patent. He didn't understand, he thought that Theta Fuel wasn't even stakeable. He had zero, that's what the real power of Theta Fuel is. And the burn rate. The burn rate's going to go through the freaking roof. And nobody counts the burn rate. The burn rate, 25% of all transactions are burned, and there's other burning. So the reality is, Reggie missed this one terribly. But he blames it on AI anyway. But he came out with, some of the people were really happy because he came out with a analysis where Theta's fair value in 5 years should be $32.87, which is 32 times where it is now. And Theta Fuel should be $20.15. That's the one he missed massively. And I'm going to show the private road members why right now. If you're on the private road, this will continue. If not, God bless you guys. Go to roadtoroot.com. You can join the private road. Click on subscribe today, and we will send you a paper wallet with 5 Theta, 50 TFuel, and 500 T drop on it. Go check it out. This is Bix Weir. Talk to you later.